أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وحلوا أساور من فضة وسقاهم ربهم شرابا طهورا إن هذا كان لكم جزاء وكان سعيكم مشكورا. صدق الله العظيم.
This year, we are proud to include a panel featuring our rapidly growing body of alumni, whose numerous achievements are a source of great pride for everyone at our young institution. Our career fair, which takes place tomorrow, has grown by leaps and bounds since its inception. Over 1,000 young minds will use the fair to interact with companies from the UAE and beyond, allowing them to learn more about the activities of participating organizations as well as seek out new opportunities. It is also a matter of great satisfaction to us that we can help the UAE's top employers from both the public and private sectors choose from the best young talent in the region in the form of AUS graduating students and alumni.
The world today is connected in myriad ways that network globally. The rapid pace of change, whether it is in the governmental, commercial, industrial, political, social, academic, or technological spheres, is a fact of life. Economies across the globe are bound together in partnerships that are constantly evolving. The dynamic exchange and transfer of information has reduced distances and made national borders porous. Factors such as innovation, entrepreneurship, and new technology have assumed enormous importance in all societies. Respecting of patents and maintaining a level field competition are important ingredients. It is with amazement that I've been following the recent spat between the three major US airlines, United, Delta, and American, and the three leading airlines in the GCC region, Emirates, Etihad, and Qatar. The three major GCC airlines provide safe and secure transportation, have acquired the most modern airline fleets in the world, and provide outstanding service to several 100 million passengers annually. Although the US airlines also offer excellent safety and security transportation, providing excellent service is something that the US airlines have not done for the past 25 years, if ever. On my flight last week in business class from Panama to Houston, I requested a newspaper or a news magazine, but was told that United no longer provides such extras. Can you believe that? If the Open Skies Agreement should be rescinded, that would hurt you and I and would generally translate into higher costs for all air travelers. But in this context, one should remember that there are a number of very successful low-cost regional alternatives to the major global airlines, who also provide excellent service, offer travel in brand new aircraft to markets which are maybe no more than 6 or so hours away from each hub, and who maintain an excellent safety record. I'm primarily thinking of Norwegian, Jetstar in Australia, but most of all Sharjah-based Air Arabia. Of course, there are others. All have enviable records and compete successfully with the majors in an extremely competitive industry by providing safe, no-frills, point-to-point transport, maybe with food luggage and other services charged individually, to desirable locations, often not served by the majors, but at very affordable rates. Arabia Air and the other high-quality regional airlines are excellent examples of innovation and entrepreneurship in the global marketplace, and make an example of how to serve emerging markets well at a profit. In order to keep in step with dynamic and constant change, organizations must invest in interdisciplinary resources that help them innovate to deal successfully with the challenges they face. Since our inception, His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, UAE Supreme Council member, ruler of Sharjah, and president of AUS, has insisted that we as a university become organically linked with the economic, cultural, and industrial sectors of society in productive cooperation, end quote, as well as become a center of research for solving problems faced by society. During the past 18 years, AUS has been committed to following that path. AUS emphasizes the establishment of durable ties with industry and commercial entities. This is bearing fruit. AUS enjoys productive ties with both the private and public sectors that prove to be mutually beneficial and play a role in benefits to society at large. AUS does that by offering first-class, maybe best in the region, education in engineering, business, arts and sciences, and architecture and design to more than 6,000 students at any one time. Students who come from 92 countries. The total number of alumni now measure almost 10,100 and is growing by some 1,200 alumni each year. The best proof of the value of AUS to the GCC and MENA regions come from feedback from employers who attest to the quality by which AUS develop the human capacity through higher education. At AUS, we are committed to making the RTI Park a guiding light that will put Sharjah on the map as a region's technology leader. Our future plans as an academic research institution are intertwined with the development and growth of this venture. Our Board of Trustees has approved the first 2 PhD programs last week, together with His Highness, and one in engineering and one in business administration. Several others to follow later this year, which we aim to offer as part of our ambitious plans to become the leading research institution in the region. Our highly qualified and accomplished faculty members, drawn from over 50 nations, coupled with our excellent on-campus facilities, have put us in a strong position to play a leading role in research as well as in education. The world is evolving rapidly. Industries have no choice but to keep abreast of these changes. The future belongs to those societies and industries that are not only in step with a constant evolution, maybe revolution, but are equipped with the resources, both human and material, to lead and keep abreast of the change. At AUS, we are steadfast in our commitment to lead from the front, to the best institution, to be the best institution in higher education regionally. And the RTI Park is a reflection of that strong resolve to expand our goals for providing excellence in research, technology, and innovation. Thank you.
Global financial firms, no different. The biggest and the largest that you would have thought they are the most trustable, sustainable ones have closed down in quite a lot of parts of the world. And every day almost, we watch the news that either a bank is closing down, or a bigger bank is buying a smaller bank, or a big bank is becoming too small because they can't afford to be big. And all those that continues to happen, things that we never thought it will. I think companies are no different. Large companies are either getting much bigger, or somebody's taking them over, or some of them end up closing it down. And why this is sort of, when you sit back and say why it's happening and what is happening, it's a time that analysts, experts, even forecasters can't really get it right. Not because they are no longer intelligent, not because they don't have the same education. I think it's nothing but because the speed of the change that is happening is moving at such a speed that no one can predict. No one would have thought a year ago that you can buy a euro for 40% cheaper today. And lots of other currencies, by the way. Euro is not the only one. And I think it's also the power of the media speculation. True or false, it's not the issue. But the media has got such a power that it supersedes the analyst and the expert. And it's life in the house, so you can't avoid it. Of course, technology exposes businesses, exposes everything else, and that plays its role as well. So, from a business point of view, and just sharing the sort of what we've been through in the last 10 years, I think as Dr. Björn said, aviation is probably one of the most competitive, challenging, costly industry that you can be in. Every hour that you have, you've got to count how much you're making or losing. And sadly, there are more people losing than making. So it is a difficult one to be in. Delegation, we've been told in good old days, delegation is good in the business. If you're running a business, delegation is a fantastic. But I think a positive hands-on is required in today's life. And to have a positive hand-on, I'll just share what we do and how we live it, so you may find it useful in whichever business and industry you run. The first one for me is always a business health. You know, human beings spend a lot of time checking their own health, but not a lot of time you spend checking your business health. And it's better to look after it before it's broken. And generally, what do you find? A lot of people panic and find and recruit consultants and a lot of experts in the industry to come and fix their business because it's broken. My advice is look after it before it reaches there. No question, whatever business you're in, and you're always going to need one day lots of money. So ruthless cost management is a key in any business or organization you work in today's life, because you'll need it. If trillionaires are breaking up, then everybody else will. So you've got to be in business. I think pragmatic drive must be a norm. And what happens? A lot of people don't want to change businesses. They wait for something to happen, then say we need to change and we need to change the organization. It should be part of a norm that the whole organization accepts, that it's okay to change things. It's okay to drop things, and it's okay to bring new things in. Change has to be the culture of the company that you live in. I think for me, there are what I call the golden eggs. The golden eggs are the people. And there are 6 things in what I found useful to do with people in an organization that it works. Number 1 is accountability. And believe me, you don't hold people accountable and introduce accountability because you want to reward the good people, but you want the good people not to become bad. Organizations who do not have accountability in their system, the good people slows down and everybody becomes a spectators, but nobody delivers the business that you want. And as I said, remember, it will only get harder. Throughout my career, I have never seen any business challenges that has got easier. It always gets harder. Every year you cry about how a tough year is, and then you come to the following year, you find it's even worse. And that's the norm. It makes us better in the life. But therefore, if it's going to get harder, and I think therefore in my simple way, I always encourage people saying, start knowing your business. Knowing your business from the bottom. And in that, I mean, do not be a chief, but be a leader. The days of sitting behind the desk As a chief, the days of telling people what to do as a chief, it's gone if you want to have a successful business. Today is the day of leadership. Leadership is when you demonstrate to people that you are willing to lead the people in the organizations that you have to the success. And that's been doing every small job that needs to be done. Because when you do it, they will follow you and do it very happily. So please, if you want to be successful, if you want to stay in this very difficult time, make sure you stay as a leader. And that's what has worked for us in the last 10 years. Thank you very much.